All right, let's see if this live works. She was having issues with the link. Let's see if it's working now. Let me see. Technology. Can't live with it, can't live without it. Like, I don't know what's going on with her link. Just waiting. Let me see. Ha, the Cowboys got beat. Yay, by the Cardinals at that. I'm definitely happy about that. Nikki's not going to be happy about that. Hopefully the link is working for her. Still not working. I mean, seriously, the devil is a lie. Why is it not connecting? There we go. I was like, I don't know what else to
do. I don't know. I'm trying to do it from my laptop. Okay.
Oh yeah. You know what? I tried to do the link earlier on my laptop, and I ended up going to my phone. So okay. I don't know what the deal is with FB Live and laptops lately.
Yeah, something.
But it was irritating.
Okay.
It was like, okay. But we here.
Look, I did hear you talk about the Cowboys. Now slow down, friends. Slow down. Look, I was like, wait a minute.
I said Nikki not gonna be happy about that. They lost to the Cardinals. How did your girls lose like that?
It was crazy. Like, how y'all go from a winning
like shade,
and then so I had posted earlier. Not everybody. Did the Saints win? Because I see a lot of people on here talking about they're Saints fans and talking about the Cowboys. So
this year I'm chilling. I don't even talk about the Texans.
You're not sportsing it this year?
I'm neutral this year. I'm watching football, but I'm neutral this year because I just don't know. I've dedicated so many years to the Texans, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can take the embarrassment anymore.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't talk about the Cowboys because the Texans.
Oh, my God.
Thin ice.
I was telling them, like, we're running a little late. Like, I was Hoco shopping with my son, and I know you're at the office.
Yes, yeah, and then they turned the air off, and I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, good. Okay. So can I share this with you? Am I the only one going through menopause?
Girl, listen, I'm like, then my brother come calling me right before right when I was getting ready, talking about, I had a dream that you was pregnant. Get off of my phone,
right? Okay, wait, time out.
I'm like, get off my phone. I ain't got time for that right now. I did. I saw a baby. No, you didn't. Okay, listen. Leave me. No. Leave me, little baby. Yeah. Go on, little baby. Ooh.
I mean, congratulations. If so.
No. Listen, you're going to be babysitting. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Oh, look.
You need to notify me 24 to 48 hours before time. Like I tell my kids with their children, look, I need 24 to 48 hours because, I ain't the same grandma like my mama was.
Okay.
I do have a life, and, but I love my grandkids. I don't mind watching them at all. So did you get a chance to watch Kirk Franklin?
I did. Oh. I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. It was a lot. It was a lot. I watched it. I watched a lot of views from everybody else. And it was, how do you make up for that much of lost time?
Right.
That's my thing.
Right.
How do you make up for it?
Are you, I don't know, like, I did not know he struggled that much. Like, I heard about his homelessness, and you kind of like think about that, like usually they're home, you know, when stars are homeless is when they're trying to become famous or things like that. But he was in and out of foster care. He really, and what was crazy was like his mom literally could have, like, she was there. And his aunt was there, like, and it was just like, y'all just let this poor baby.
Why nobody got him? And look at him now, like.
But look at his testimony now. Like, you know, and just understanding his relationship with his son, because I remember all the things that he was going through with his son, and it was just like, wow, like he really has a testimony, and look at him now. He's using that to uplift others, and he really and truly has a great relationship with God, and that is just amazing to see. I want to get into his Aunt Sandra first. Okay, Aunt Sandra got on my nerves.
Sandra got big girl attitude energy, okay?
Big girl attitude energy. I felt like you're talking to a 53-year-old man, and you weren't there for this man, and you want him to address you as aunt. Well, what did you do as an aunt?
Exactly, and he's grown.
Absolutely, like super grown.
That took me right there, like that right there. Like,
and he's like calling you with something that is very heavy. Very, very heavy, something that is very hard to deal with, very emotional, and just the concern about him respecting her. And that is just always amazing to me how some people require respect, but they don't give others the respect that they deserve. Like, he wasn't disrespectful when he called her, you know, like, it was just a lot. And then his mom, Deborah.
Little Deborah, okay, listen.
So I understand that she had him at a very young age, but the complete denial of who his father is like, I want to know her story about that, but I don't think she's the type of person to open up or do any of that. But I just feel like it's a bigger story. I feel like maybe she was moving around a lot at that age. Which is, you know, okay, hey, everybody has had their moment or whatever, but just to act like that this man does not exist and that these two DNA tests were just not the truth.
And, you know, on top of that, too, I feel like, you know, with your siblings, you know, even having a baby at a young age, I'm sure Sandra, that aunt knew something. It's no way that she did not know something. And like my thing is, what relationship have they had during this period of time? Because my thing is, I had to protect my child. There's a few things that, you know, I think we all at some point felt like we had to protect our child from their father for whatever. It could have been a selfish reason. It could have been whatever reason. What did he do, or what did you have to protect him from, where you couldn't allow him to know who his dad was, or he thinking his dad, you know, is deceased? What harm could this person have caused where you had to protect him? And then for the aunt, like, y'all both just living a lie, and you co-signing the lie.
That was just, it was disappointing to see. And they also kind of just left Kirk on his own.
Absolutely.
As a child, as a teenager, as an adult. Like, he just really was just on his own with, like, he in and out of his life. Like, it was just like, wow, I don't know. And he said he hadn't spoken to her in 23 years.
To the mom?
Yeah, you remember, like, they hadn't really talked to each other in years.
Oh, like, okay, I didn't know the time frame, but
yes. So it was just like, wow, she wanted to rebuild a relationship, but you can't rebuild a relationship based on a lie.
Absolutely. And then
at some point, the lie has got to end.
Right. Even in the media, the moment that she seen the issues that he had with his son and it was made public, that should have been a wake-up call for her too, as a grandmother, as a mother. Hey, let me step in, because this is a little boy that has daddy issues. Now he's turned into a grown man. So how can this grown man truly be a father figure to his son when he's battling something within himself?
Exactly. You didn't give him a chance to be the type of father he could have been. But I'm so glad that he was involved in his kids' lives, you know, but he also, you know, is able to rebuild with his son. Right. That was just amazing to me, because you, as a mother, regardless, and I think I touched on this last week, a son needs their father, you know, or some type of father figure that can be there for them throughout those years, those crucial years, those teenage years from ages 13 to 17 are crucial for young men. They're crucial for young women too as well. But for a young man to be lost really without a father or a father figure, you're doing that child a disservice. Absolutely. You're doing your grandchildren a disservice. You're doing his wife a disservice. You know, like, you have to wonder, like, his wife had to be there for him.
All of that.
You know
all of that.
What I'm saying? Like, she had to kind of mother him, I'm pretty sure, in their relationship. And you took away his father. Seeing his father, I saw another video of his father. His father was a recovering alcoholic, I believe. Okay. Or addict or something like that. And he's an addiction counselor. So his father really has been working with people, and to take that away from Kirk, I feel was just a terrible move, a terrible parenting choice. But grateful to God that he has touched so many lives with his music. And I'm excited for his album to come out, because I'm definitely going to be downloading it and listening to that, because that was a lot of pain and honesty and reality put into that album. Not saying that any of his other albums, but I feel like this one was really more of a healing album for him. Not just him, but his family, his son, all of them. And so just to see that YouTube show was like, wow, that is crazy that he went through all of that stuff as a child, and his mom is still standing strong. She is just like, that's not true.
She's gonna take that to her grave, honey. Okay, that is so crazy to live a lie. But also, you know, when a young man is not really truly developed and mature until he kind of reaches age 30. So just imagine all that time in between, and the dealings that he dealt with his son. At that moment when she seen all of that, and she knew I'm sure she kept up with the father as well.
Yeah, you know, she can't tell me she didn't know.
That could have been a pivot moment for him to come in and fill that gap then, without him finding out on his own. Because if you really think about the Tyler Perry stories, you think about all of these, you know, the Jamie Foxx, all of these artists, it's something through music. Just like a writer, I'm a writer, you're a writer. We write through, you know, the hurt and the pain. Guess what happens? And then the music. So even when I was going through my issues and my trauma, music soothed me. Music helped me get to a lot.
Yeah. I tend to say music is life for me, because I can express, or I can hear a song and I can feel it, you know, like my family is very musical. So when I hear music, I hear the backgrounds, I hear the notes, I feel all of that. And to hear someone's story through their music, that's an amazing thing. And as you said, we write as well. Writing through your pain, that's something healing for a person. So, you know, I'm glad that he did have music, that music was his way to kind of like channel that energy into a positive. And his mom should be grateful that even though she was not around, he was able to become who he is today. Absolutely. And music is what helped him to do that. I was just devastated.
Should have been her gift, because out of everything, you know, we want our kids to be successful, even though, you know, you got to think about, I'm really big in the foster care system. 97% of children that come out of foster care come out either homeless, on drugs, in jail. You got that 3% of kids that come out of foster care that are successful. Her child made it out in that 3% as a mother. That was the reward. But the gift of giving him what he's been missing, that's the part that I really wish I can counsel them, okay? Because
Right.
it
Okay.
was like,
So look,
girl,
I really want her
like,
to come visit me. I really wish that she was my practice client because I
yes,
for my life. Because girl, like let me help you understand that as a mother, you need to give him that gift
yes,
so that he can just release
yes.
and all of that. Like, give it to him, girl. Like, do not hold that man. That man has been held in limbo for 53 years.
But you know, the beauty of all this, what I see, I never look at age, because you know the age ain't a number, how like Aaliyah said. I look at this as a new beginning for him, because I realize now he's gonna birth something way bigger.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh,
he's
definitely.
gonna birth something way bigger. And it's gonna be up to him if he decides that he wanna keep that open door open between his mother.
Exactly.
You know, but I know it is a little tense of, you know, meeting his father and kind of like, you know, can I hug you? Or don't know that feeling. You know, that I felt it when he was walking to that door. I felt it. And it's just like, why would you keep that? You know, what did he do? Even being an alcoholic, even being an abuser, still, don't lie and say somebody's dead or something happened to this person.
He doesn't exist.
Right.
Like, that's how, I feel like that's how she was treating it, like he just didn't exist. Girl,
and she was
not married, so it wasn't immaculate conception.
Right.
So he definitely exists. You know what I'm saying? Just like give that gift to that child,
yes,
regardless.
absolutely.
You know, don't take that from him
Absolutely.
as an adult. He was very, seeing him in those moments, he was very childlike.
Yes.
And you could see when he wanted to hug his dad and his dad wanted to hug him, you could see the child, the little boy in him that needed his dad. And I just found I found that part very amazing and very touching. And I hope that their relationship grows.
From the I'm glad he's in counseling too. I'm glad that he's in counseling that's going to help him, you know, really, because it is hard. It's hard pulling back those layers. One of the worst things that I realized with counseling, even me going through counseling myself, and also, you know, counseling my clients, the counseling part, you can go through it, but then when you got to relive and rehash out all this stuff and pull those layers back, it's a lot. But then afterward, it's like, it's a breath of fresh air, you know? So I really wish that he get to that point. And even the mom, you know, not even giving her a lot of grace, but girl, you need to get some counseling. You need to get some help, you know? And I just think I know a lot of people watched it. I know a lot of people had a lot of mixed views about it. But I think it should be a great eye opener for the other woman that may be going through this same story of, you know, the whole hiding the father, or I don't want, you know, I'm trying to protect my child. Because as women, we can't raise young men to be boys. I mean, young boys to be young men and then to be men. We can't.
We just cannot.
It's hard.
Like, I'll say it, I totally agree. There is no way that I can raise my 16-year-old now. There was no way that I can raise Darius, who is 26-year-old, to be a man. You know what I'm saying? I am married to Jay. He needed that in his life. Like, Darius needed a stable father figure in his life. BJ needs a stable father in his life. So I'll never take that away from my sons, because I can't teach you how to be a man. Absolutely. I cannot teach you how to be a man at all. So I really was touched by that. I wanted to talk about, did you see the TikTok with the young man speaking about the children are behind in education? Have you seen that TikTok yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I wish you had.
So what?
Okay,
what is
so there was a young teacher. Hold on. These allergies have been on me.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that. So he released a TikTok and he said, let's unpack basically how children are behind. He teaches 7th grade, and there are children that are on 4th grade level. Yes, you're wowing, but you are an involved parent, okay? And you made sure your kids did their work, and you made sure they kept up with their things and all of the things. But you do have parents who are not as heavily involved. As an educator, yes, I teach seniors that are, some of them are on an 8th grade level. Some of them are on a 9th grade level. Some of them are at a 10th grade level, right? I don't want to fully Okay, here's the thing. A lot of times as educators, we're like, in our off time, parents need to be more involved. But now with me working with more, I used to teach honors classes with a little bit of on-level classes, which is just the regular kids, right? The regular kids. But now, and the at-risk kids. But now my entire day is spent with at-risk kids.
Okay.
And I am really understanding why they're behind. And it's not because the parents are not trying to be involved. I'm thinking of our parents were, okay, so I grew up in a home where my dad worked and my mom had an option to work, right? So she was heavily involved in homework. She was heavily involved with us going to the library. She was heavily involved with things of that nature. I am seeing more nowadays where kids have to be home to babysit their little brother or sister, or they have to have a job to help pay bills, or they're in a home where, you know, there's abuse going on, or I have several students that are homeless, right? So I understood where the young man was coming from, but I also understand as an educator, it is our job to help those kids. I don't want to just shove it on the parents all the time. I went to college, I got my degree, I'm certified, I take professional development classes to teach certain skills to those kids. In my classroom, we're not going forward until I know y'all got the skill. And that's where I feel like more educators need to take responsibility for that.
Absolutely.
What I am seeing in the education field is an influx of very young teachers.
Absolutely.
And I'm not knocking that, but they are more about numbers, right? They are more about how do I look to my principal? How do I look to this? And not saying they don't love their kids, but I'm saying I'm old school.
Right.
My number's going to be fine because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The younger educators are more on, you know, how can I impress so I can move up the ladder, right?
Different. It's a little. I noticed that last year because I had a few people that I know that children had graduated from college and they were taking sub jobs, and we were just having like we went out one day at lunch. We were just having like random conversation. They were talking about how their kids are subs. Some of them end up getting a job based off of they had to do the teacher accreditation, like they gave them a year. And they was just like, yeah, my kids to say they let them do whatever they want to do. And I instantly got mad because I was just like, you're not really helping the kids, because I feel like now it's just a job. You're just taking on a job. I know people that, you know, hey, minimum graduated, like barely graduated.
Barely made it.
And posting pictures all on social media. Miss, I'm a teacher and I'm getting my classroom set up. And I'm like, who are you teaching? You know, so I am really heavily involved in my daughter. I've been like that with all my kids, right? But I know this generation is a little bit different. And I noticed that the teachers now, even where Thorn is at now, Thorn is in all gifted and talented classes, right? So she takes GT classes, plus she take pre-AP classes, like pre-AP classes. But they do a lot of group work, right? So today, Miss, I want to save the world, okay? So yesterday she had company, so her company comes over. The same, they do their group assignments together. They're supposed to be doing their group work, but today she's like, "Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it because they're not doing their part." You about to do what? I said, "No, ma'am." So I said, "You know, we're gonna have a talk with your teacher, because if you're the only one that's doing the group work, these are not your friends, for one. And two, you need a different group, because I don't like how this set up." You know, so I do see where the parents are a little, the teachers are a little relaxed, because even at our school, like there's no, you know, I'm used to communication. I know she's in middle school now, so I'm like, okay, well, we in week 7, 8. I ain't heard from the teacher, but that's just me as a parent, you know.
Right.
But I also know last year we went to they did like a open house, and the teacher was like, "No worries, parents, all the kids is gonna fail. You'll see it on the next report card, but no worries, we're learning as they learn it." Girl, I was just like, huh? Like, girl, and she was so serious. She was like, "We're learning as they're learning." And I just was like,
Well, she learned it because she should have already learned it, and she should be teaching these kids the skills that they need. Good. Now, what they're calling this group work now is collaborative work, right? So they're pushing teachers to put these kids in group because they're trying to teach social skills because of social media and stuff. Do I have collaborative work in my classroom? Yes. But guess what? In my collaborative group, there's a moderator. Each one has their job. And if you're not doing your job, then you're not going to get the grade that your other group members get. Right. So it is definitely a little bit more relaxed with these younger teachers.
Yes.
Yes. And so I feel like it's more of an experiment that they're doing now, and I don't have time to experiment with my kids.
Right.
These seniors that I'm teaching, they're going to be going into the adult world, and I need them to be ready. We literally just did open letters, and they had to write a letter, you know, expressing how they felt about certain issues, bathroom policies, voting, or things like that. For me, some of that work was collaborative, but the main thing that I wanted my kids to get from that is to learn how to be able to write complete sentences, because they're not doing that.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it really is up to the teacher. Again, I'm behind on my calendar right now for my other teachers, because I'm going to stay behind until my kids get it, right? And my kids, they have tutorials on Tuesday. If you didn't pass, you need to be at tutorial so we can talk about how to get this together. Absolutely. I'm going to contact your parent, and this is what we're going to be doing. I don't really see that a lot nowadays, again, with the younger teachers.
They're not calling
it's great that you're a teacher, and it's great that you're on social media, and it's really cute that you're making your videos. But sweetheart, are you making sure that these kids are learning the skills? Because the school I'm at now, they're on it. Okay, so the previous school I was at, they were starting to lean towards, allowing these younger teachers to be in control, and and things like that. But it was about numbers. Okay, so if your star grades, if your star, I taught star for 8 years. That's what I did, 10th grade, teaching these kids how to write essays, how to do grammar, how to analyze literature, and things like that. My kids could, if you got a 0, you got a 0, right? So they were pushing towards, well, no zeros in the grade book, put a 50 in, nothing from nothing, sleep, nothing from me. I'm not going to give a kid a grade that they did not earn. So that is something that I always teach my kids in school. You have to earn it. Dr. Artist Jean Slaughter taught us that at Central Senior High School. Like, you have to give 110%, and you have to earn it. I'm not going to give you a free grade. I'm just not going to do that.
And you should.
And that should not be an expectation of teachers nowadays.
Should be okay. I don't see a lot of teachers calling. They're not calling home because they figure, oh, well, they'll call me. No, not all parents log on to Schoology. I'm not sure if it's Schoology across the board.
It is Schoology.
Okay, so not all parents log into that. One thing that was very disturbing, one of my clients had, she was talking about her daughter, because I was going to give her daughter a job. And so I was looking for someone to run my front counter. So just very basic, checking customers in, checking them out or whatever. And her daughter had just graduated, so she didn't have a desire to go to college. And I don't think they, as parents, I don't think they really took the time to even figure out why, because my thing is, how you graduate, you go to college, what your plans are. So they just found out, probably school ended in May, June. They just found out last month that their daughter could not count, and she graduated from Spring High School. Could not count.
What was the disconnect? Why wasn't the teachers letting that parent know? You know what I'm saying? The school I'm at now, they have a blocked calendar. These are the windows that you need to be calling these parents and letting them know if you have failures, that these kids need to come to tutorials. I need to have a parent-teacher conference. Like, these are the things that need to be set into place for these young kids to go forth. Not knowing how to count, that's scary for me. I have students that don't know how to read. How do you expect them to pass a state-mandated test if they don't know how to read? You see what I'm saying? How are they going to be on level And now this is what Texas has done, just to give y'all a little secret that they're gonna pop out in 2025. Now they've made the test easier.
Wow.
So in 2025, it's not gonna, like, you'll still be able to graduate. It won't count against you or whatever, which is fine. I don't think the test should determine if you graduated. I think those hours that you put in school should determine if you graduate. Those credits that you earn should determine if you graduate.
That should make a difference.
And also, as you said, why does your kid not have a plan? They may not stick to that plan, but at least have a plan when they get ready to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like, help them out. BJ just came to us with his new plan. Okay, sweetie. And he set it forth. Let me tell you something about my 16-year-old. He writes it down. He's very quiet. He's very serious about it. He is over playing football. Okay. He's going to play till his senior year, get his little letterman. And he said that I no longer want to go to a 4-year college. I said, so what's the plan? Baby, opened his book. I want to be a CDL driver like my dad. I plan on being over the road for a couple of years. Then I will attend Lone Star College for some business classes so I can open my own trucking company.
Come on, listen. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, it's not like all kids are not meant for college. I learned that with my oldest kids. All kids are not meant to go to college. There's certifications out there that they can get. They offer I know that in my school district, they offer cosmetology, they offer welding, they offer all of these different things, real estate licenses. Wow. We have kids that can graduate as a real estate agent when they walk across that stage.
What district are you in?
Cypress, CFISD. Okay. And I commend them for that, because yes, we need to understand that all kids are not meant to go to college.
They're not meant to go to college, but they need some type of plan.
But they need the skills to be able to survive in this world. We cannot keep sending these kids, these babies out here unprepared. I am not sending my seniors out here unprepared, and they know that. I have kids on behavior plans. I have talked to APs. This kid may not show up for class. First day of school, I let them know, look, I'm not here to fail you. The only way you fail my class is if you don't put in the work, right? If you don't work with me, I can't work with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to work with your parents to make sure that if you don't want to go to college, you need to let your parents know, hey, I don't want to go to A&M. I don't want to go to here. This is what I want to do with my life, because at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna be taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And I think there should be some type of round table for parents, because even myself, I can say that I was not really like poor planning, but you know how I seen things that I wanted from my kids, and I pushed, and I think I over pushed, because when my son played football all from being young. So when he got to 12th grade, the summer before 12th grade, when I say we traveled, I spent money. We went to he got invited to the Nike combine.
Yep.
We did all of this. Girl, we get to 12th grade. I done bought all these cleats because I'm excited. Girl, he said,
girl, me too.
I'm thinking he's getting ready for football. And I'm knocking on the door. I was like, come on, let's go. He was like, oh, I'm not going. I said, what you mean you're not going? He was like, I don't want to play football no more. I want to be a rapper. And I was like, what? I was like, the devil is a lie. You ain't believe no damn rap. I was so mad. I like literally pushed him away, right? So then, still again, so now here come my daughter. So here she comes. She played every instrument, every sports. So wanting to be a veterinarian since she was 5 years old. I saved all the money up. So now, she's always had a car since she was 16. All her money, I saved it up, got her a trust fund, got her in college. I said, okay. So they had a SAM at the Lone Star Tomball. So there was a SAM campus there, because I wasn't fully ready for her to go to SAM. So she'll go to SAM the next semester. Girl, I get her grades because I'm still keeping track. And it said she had failed one of her classes. She was like, oh, that's okay, Mom. I'll just take it over the next time. I said, no, it don't work like that. I paid for school out of pocket. I don't qualify for no assistance, no financial aid. I saved money for you to go to college. Then all of a sudden, she met this little boyfriend, girl, stopped going to school, and I'm like crushed. but then it was always what I wanted her to do, you know.
Exactly.
Right, 2 years ago, I opened up her restaurant, you know, gave her keys. She didn't have to do nothing. And now she's like, Mom, I want to be a truck driver. So I was like, huh? You know, so it's like they have to have their own plan, because if you leave it up to us, then we'll over push them, and it won't work, you know. So, but I really truly feel like kids should have to have a plan. When I used to volunteer for Junior Achievement, and I taught this lesson called Eggs, Flour, and Milk. So basically gearing kids from 7th to 8th grade. Now we're going to transition from middle school to high school. And I thought it was a great dynamic, because you're pushing these kids to think like, hey, what do I want to do when I grow up? I can have multiple businesses. I don't have to stop at one thing. But I really think that they need to bring that back into the schools, because guess what? Parents probably not talking about that at home.
I don't feel like they are. I feel like I do commend my school district, because they truly, truly offer certifications now for those babies. Because a lot of these babies are just not meant for school. When my kids wrote their letters to me this year, it was just amazing to see how kids are like, I'm not going to college. I have one girl that already, what is it when you refurbish old cars or whatever? She's already doing that in auto class. You know what I'm saying? And that's what her passion is, and that's what she wants to do. You know, so I do feel like they need to have a plan, but it needs to be their plan.
Absolutely.
I believe I overpushed my oldest 2 kids, so I try not to push BJ. Yeah, you've been playing football. Yeah, we went to some camps last summer. Yeah, we spent a little coins on that. But I kind of realized his heart's not into that. That's something that we put him in.
Right.
At 5 years old, we were like, you're going to play football because your brothers play football and your dad played football, so you're going to play football too. But at the end of the day, that's not his passion. He doesn't want to go to a 4-year college. And like he told, I'm not going to waste y'all money. Thank you, because child, I don't have a lot of money to waste. Okay?
Exactly.
So thank you for that. You know, but yeah, Chris was, and my little brother was saying, Chris, I wanted to go back. He said, turn the open house event into more of career-minded or excellent plan to graduation. I agree with that. I have gone to so many open houses where, you know, parents do show up, but what is it about? Like, what is open house really? Like, for these parents to just come shake my hand and say, oh, it's nice to meet you. And then they go to another class. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Oh, it's nice to meet you.
And then a lot of times
it's too many to offer that.
Yeah, it's too many parents, and one teacher is trying to talk to everybody. I think open house needs to be geared totally towards something different, and or you know, really to get that dynamic out there. Because if not, then guess what? You know, they go to open house, and then when do they ever come back to that school to you know, for anything else? When do they come back?
I usually don't see those parents ever again.
Right.
Not gonna lie, I may talk to a couple of them, you know, because I do the education first trips. I may talk to a couple of them outside of that, but after open house, I don't see these parents anymore. Unless their kid is failing, and then I call their parent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then again, these parents, man, especially now in 2023, I have parents that are working 2 and 3 jobs. So their child is having to babysit little brother, little sister, or having to help work that job. Like, it's just like, it's different now. And I think that it's time for, and I commend Sci-Fair ISD for moving forward with the times. Because we truly are. Do we still have kids that are going to 4-year colleges and committing in sports and doing things like that? Yes, because that's what they want to do. But we have a lot more kids now, and I love to see it, that are graduating, already certified in something, and they're already heading into a job, right? And honestly, some of these certifications, they making way more money than these young people that's going to college.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That is true. It's so different now. It's so different because the demand for jobs, the demand is so high for jobs. I have a young lady that works for me part-time, and she had told me she asked for more hours. So I gave her more hours because, you know, they do the co-op, right? So I gave her more hours, and then she had came to me and she said, I gave her more hours one week, and then the next week she filled in for somebody. So the following week she was like, I'm gonna work until I find another job. And I'm like, you need another job for what? To say, because you get off at 3:30, you could technically go work another job, because I have another girl that works 2 jobs. And so she was like, well, I'm having to help. My dad left her. The mom and dad got a divorce. The dad has left the house now, so she's having to help the mom so they won't lose the home. So the mom has 2 jobs. So she works Monday through Saturday. Only day the little girl works Monday through Saturday. She works here Monday through Saturday, or Monday through Friday. She works with her mom on Saturday because they clean houses. Sunday she watches all the kids, but she has to be off at a certain time so she can watch the other kids. I say, well, how are you going to get another job? You know, and so she was like, well, I was going to work 2 jobs, but my mom says she doesn't want me to stress. I'm confused about what y'all have going on, because I told her, I said, you only can do so much. You know, your mom's working 2 jobs. Now you're having to stay home and watch the kids. So I think the kids are 3, 4, and 7. So there you have it. It's just a different dynamic when we were growing up. They didn't have Schoology. We didn't have all this technology. You got that report card, came home, and guess what? That was it. It's so different now to where you can log on. Like I'm always checking our grades. You missing assignments, I'm emailing the teachers, because guess what? I want to have that open line of communication, because sometimes I notice teachers are relaxed. I have a lot of younger family members that are teachers and counselors and principals. So I hear a lot of stories from them. But, you know, everybody has to play their part. Everybody, you know, and you got these kids that's coming in. And even, you know, the kids that are in the foster care ages, because you wouldn't know that these kids are in foster care unless they tell you, right? Because it's not like a public thing. But too, I had I had a meeting a few weeks ago. I'm getting ready to do this program because these foster parents are not educated. And when the child turns 18, guess what? They feel like, oh, the check stops. No, because if that child goes to college, that check doesn't stop. That doesn't mean you put that child out. You sign an agreement saying that you're going to take care of this child. Right. Now, you know, regardless if it's based, I don't think it should be based on money. It should be based on your passion.
Exactly.
So, but yeah.
It is definitely completely different. And again, at this point, I do feel like they should hire. I don't think that, this may sound a little biased, but I don't think that every college student that graduates as a teacher at the age of 21 to 22 to 23 is ready to be a teacher. I just don't. I think that they're way too close in age to be, if they're teaching in high school, they're way too close in age. But if they're teaching the elementary, go have a great time, because no, I don't like those elementary kids. God bless them. Hold on, y'all.
Hold on. I'm trying to read. Can you read Brandy comment? For some reason, I can't really see it.
Where is it at?
It was the last one. My screen's white, so for some reason.
Let me put my glasses on. When we were in school, we had spelling tests, books having to have parents sign and return report cards. Things are very different. You are correct.
Very. And what if the parent don't have a computer at home? And you know, they're not sending report cards a paper form. Everything is online. So if you don't have a computer at home, how are you getting your child's grades? How are you seeing your child's grades?
Exactly. Again, I'm going to toot Sci-Fair's horn. We provide one-to-one laptops, but we also provide hotspots to those parents that do not have the internet service at home.
Okay, come on, Sci-Fair. Listen, I need to bring my program out there.
Look, what I'm saying is, like, I think that all school districts should offer that. We need to do more grammar with these kids. We need to do more spelling with these kids. We are skipping over all of the basics.
What about writing in cursive?
Oh, that's done.
Why?
They don't teach that anymore. You have to physically, as a parent, teach that to your kid yourself. Which is crazy, because when you get ready to sign a contract, what's your signature? So I make sure all my kids knew how to write in cursive. Did I have to go to the teaching store and buy the little handbook? Yes, I did. But they need to know how to sign their own name, their own signature, because that's done. They do not offer typing classes anymore. You remember in 9th grade, we had to go to Little Central, and we had to take a typing class?
Yes.
off of that.
No typing. No. Wow.
You have to, as a parent, it is your responsibility now to make sure your kid knows how to type.
Wow.
Make sure they know how to write in cursive. A lot of basic skills are being skipped over, and you're expecting them to learn a higher level skill. But if they don't have the basic skill, how can they learn the higher level skill?
Absolutely. Wow. It's work to do. Listen. It's work to do.
We have a lot of. That's why I feel like at this point I live at the school, but I love it. Like, I'm not gonna leave these babies out here not knowing how to write a complete sentence or write formally or informally to whomever. You can't write an email to your teacher. Like, one of my kids wrote, and I used him as an example. When he wrote to me, I did my assignment. No, I did my work. The I wasn't capitalized. Work was spelled W-E-R-K. I said, sir, go back and I don't understand this. You're going to have to redo that for me. We just went over a unit for formal and informal. You have to be able to have these basic skills. Exactly. If they don't have spelling skills, if they don't have grammar skills, how do we expect them to pass a state mandated test, and B, be a fully functioning adult in the real world?
Yes. Because what kind of jobs are they going to get? Even going to work as somewhere like McDonald's, it's so much more now. You know, it's like people's, you know, it's some places are desperate for people, but you want somewhere you can grow. And if you're not teaching the fundamentals before they graduate, then you're just throwing these kids out into the world.
And that was one thing that guy said. He said, we're just letting them by. We're passing them by. We're just sliding them to the next grade. Exactly. I don't slide you to the next grade in my class. I don't care what teachers, I don't care what the administrators have to say. I don't care what the superintendent has to say. Yeah. If that kid is not ready to go to the next grade, I'm not pushing that kid to the next grade. I am doing that kid a disservice.
It's true.
And I feel like we need to have more teachers that possibly grew up in the 90s. Stop treating us veteran teachers as older people, because now we the veterans. Stop treating us like we don't know what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Our expectations are high for our kids.
Absolutely.
Teachers' expectations are not as high. And that's just me. And I'm not talking about my new school. This is from experience from my old school, where it began to be more about like, well, let's just pass these kids on to the next grade, put a 50 in the book. Well, they didn't do 50% of the work. I'm not doing that.
No.
How do you expect them to pass a STAR test? You know what I'm saying? But they're not passing the class. That makes no sense.
At all.
That makes no sense. And tooting my own horn, when I left that last school, my STAR babies were passing at 82% passing rate. And guess what? Their school, my actual class, the content class, that reflected that as well. Were we always behind on the calendar? Yes. Was I coming to meetings like, I'm not there yet with my kids? Yes. But I didn't care, because my priority is making sure that these kids have the necessary skills, not just to pass the test, but to pass in life, to make it in life. We're doing these kids such a disservice. And I can't fully blame parents. I feel like there's a problem in the education field. I might get in trouble from other people or other teachers, but I do feel like there is a problem in the education field. I feel as though we need to keep our veterans, stop pushing us out. There was such a big push at my last school to get older teachers that were great teachers out the door and get the young people in. Not cool.
But it's a number. When it become a numbers thing, then you already know what it's about.
Exactly. You're worried about your numbers. You're worried about how you look, but you're not worried about these children. So if you're no longer passionate about the kids learning, then it's time for you to go to another field. If you're a young teacher, and I'm going to say this, if you are a young teacher coming into this education field, it is hard as hell. Okay. If you're really passionate about it, and you love those kids, stick with it and make sure that your kid learns the skill. Sometimes you're going to be behind on the calendar. That's okay. That's okay. Your goal is to make sure that these kids are learning and that they're going to make it in life.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted to vent about tonight.
Listen, look, last but not least, let's talk about Beyonce in the city, okay?
I'm so mad.
Did you go to the concert?
No, because time I tried to get a ticket, I couldn't get no ticket. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad. You went to the concert?
No, I thought you did. No, I thought you went.
I wish I would have gone to the concert. I'm literally whining about this. Meg Thee Stallion performed. Oh my God, Destiny's Child came out. Like,
So tonight, you know, they pushed it back to 10 o'clock, right? So for whatever reason, something's happening over there at the NRG. So they pushed the concert back to 10 o'clock. So I don't know. Farrah just got in Houston. So
see what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to do what those TikTok people do and just go up there and see if I can get a last minute ticket.
But listen, I watched the entire concert. So there's these Instagrammers that was there. Like I literally
should have been doing. I just saw like snippets and the mute. Look, let me tell you, I have a whole post. Y'all should know this. I have a whole post in my class here. Everybody on mute. I want to be invited to mute challenge. We did so good in Houston. Everybody was on mute. Okay. They gonna be on mute again tonight. I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to follow these Instagrammers. Please send me their links. Because I'll be in here having my own concert. It's a teacher work day tomorrow, so I don't have to go to bed as early. We just go in and we.
So no school tomorrow?
Not for the students.
Oh, wow.
It's for the teachers. And what Sci-Fair offers now, which they started doing COVID, was a day for teachers to grade, to call parents, to do whatever you need to do in your classroom. If you're all caught up in grading, do professional development. If you need to make phone calls, tomorrow is the day to do that. So we won't have students there. So I'll just have a day to do all the things that I need to do inside my classroom. So I'm pretty excited. I love those teacher work days. I get so much stuff done. You know, I like it. I think it's a great thing. I do see me retiring from Sci-Fair. I think it's a great school district. So yeah, I love those teacher work days. So tonight I can hang out a little bit. BJ's coming over. I can, you know, embarrass him while I dance in the kitchen to Beyonce.
Oh Lord, don't embarrass him. Don't embarrass him.
All right.
but yeah.
He's just like, Mom.
I was waiting on your pictures. I was like, where's the pictures at? Randy,
I wish I could have. I was like, I could not. Like, let me tell you, I would get on Ticketmaster and just every day try to see if I could get tickets, especially like I'm not going to lie. When I was in the hospital this week, I was looking for tickets to the concert.
Oh, no.
Because I really wanted to go. Like, I really, really, really wanted to go to that. But I watched it online. You know, it is what it is. I want to cry.
The show, the parts that I seen was really, really good. Really
I just love how she's incorporated Blue into there. And Blue is an amazing dancer.
Yes.
And like, it's just amazing. Yes. And she's so humble. What I love about Beyonce is just how humble she is and how like giving she really is in how she nurtures other artists.
Yes.
And you know, I want to see me some Meg Thee Stallion, honey.
Okay, listen. Look, I saw her at Essence. Like, girl, come here.
Let me see how you do that.
Like, come here real quick.
Can you teach me how to do that? Like, I don't know how to, you know.
I was like, okay, yeah. So, but hey, not the least, because she's going where next?
She's already been to Dallas. She's been to Houston. I don't think she's wrapping it up yet.
I don't think this is the last stop, though. I don't think Houston's the last stop. And it may be. The Houston is home. I just love how she comes back, and it's always a giving thing. You know, I really love that. I seen Jay-Z Big Head Self.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Trey the Truth took a picture together.
I saw that. Bun B was there. Coco Jones was there.
Yeah.
I love Coco Jones. Have you listened to her music?
Yes, I love her.
She's another beautiful chocolate woman making amazing R&B music. I've been following her. She has some really good things going on. So it's just great to see. And if Farrah is coming in, they doing something with Destiny's Child.
That's what I said too. Oh, Brandy said she's going to Kansas, New Orleans.
Now, when's she going to New Orleans?
Listen, you know New Orleans is our spot.
Look, let me tell you now. You know I know. I love me some New Orleans. Come on, where's she going, Brandy? Like,
okay.
She leaving tonight?
Okay.
What day is she gonna be there?
She ain't leaving because if that concert don't start to 10,
yeah, she's
they
not
not going
until the next day, which means she'll probably be in New Orleans this weekend coming up.
Or this week. Girl, them folks gonna be calling in. Okay, them folks gonna be calling in to work tomorrow. So you just spend all that money to go see Beyonce tonight, and that concert don't start to 10.
Oh yeah.
Your job, no. You calling me in to work tomorrow.
Listen, let me find out and get some New Orleans tickets. You already know we love us some NOLA.
Oh, okay. Listen, I'm glad all my employees are Hispanic that has to return to work on tomorrow, so we ain't got them problems, okay? Because listen, you know these black folks, they're gonna be at the concert. Exactly.
Okay.
So,
She said, hold on. So she's saying 27th for, when is the 27th?
That's Wednesday.
Oh, I gotta go to work.
That's Wednesday.
I have to go to work. I have no choice. But I'm not mad. Like, my girls are getting ready for HOCO. BJ's getting ready for HOCO. I had to kind of slow him down on his little homecoming fashion taste, okay?
What was he trying to wear?
Okay, so, he's into velvet right now.
BJ is too high, baby.
He wanted pink velvet, and I'm like, okay, well, real men wear pink. I'm not mad at that. We didn't quite find the pink velvet that he wanted, so we ended up finding a red velvet suit jacket with the shiny lapel, and got him some pants, and got him his nice little shoes and stuff. He's very different from my oldest two kids. He's very fashion forward. He loves to wear suits. Oh yeah. Okay. He loves to hang a suit on him, honey. I'm like, okay, you looking good.
Right.
And he think he's smooth,
Is he dating?
Yes, he is dating. He's been dating this young girl named Mia, and I absolutely love her.
Okay.
She is El Salvadorian. Her family is El Salvadorian and Puerto Rican. And they are very, they are very into the Lord and very into respect and very into that. And so it's just really cute to see. And she comes by my class, they hang out, and her birthday is next weekend, so he's going to hang out with her next weekend. So we actually
so he's at the school with you?
Yes,
oh,
definitely. Okay. So he just rides with me to school, so it's very convenient, and they cute.
Okay.
They cute.
Look, Brandon say call in. Brandon, don't encourage people to call. No, lovely. Leon said call in. Girl.
No, baby. I was out this past week. My students they were just like, you got to stop missing time from work, because the week before, I went to Cozumel on vacation, and then Monday and Tuesday I was sick, and they were like, look, we understand you were sick, but miss, you got to be here for us. And I'm like, okay baby, I'm back.
You can't be missing all them days.
Yeah, they were like, no, make sure you're here all next week. Yes, I will be here all next week. I love my babies. They're sweet babies, so.
That's good. That's good.
So,
okay. Well,
it's been great.
It has great topics. Let's see how this week is gonna play out. What's new? We still didn't learn a lot about Jeezy. I kind of look a little bit more information.
Yeah, he said something about family value differences. That's what I read. And Jeannie is trying to fight for her marriage, but I kind of figured Asian families are really different.
They are
very connected, and mothers and fathers have a lot to say in their children's relationships and their education and in things like that. So I think that it's possible for them to work it out, but I think that Jeannie's gonna have to, compromise a little bit. I know she loves her mom, I know she loves her dad, but some things you're gonna have to compromise with in your marriage. And if you love your man like you say you do, then you're gonna have to tell your mom and daddy, look, y'all gonna have to back off.
Absolutely. I definitely can see that.
Yeah. So Jesus said, I'm not taking care of your mom and daddy. I married you, not them.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna be with a black man, you have to understand that that's how we roll. We're not doing it. What Lovely Lynn said, cultural differences. Her family was always there in the home. They were every day. Can you imagine?
No.
Every day?
Absolutely not. Okay.
No.
No.
Go home. Go to your house.
Okay.
No. have my parents stay with me during my marriage at some points in time? Yes. But when it was time for them to roll on out,
please go.
I love you.
To the door. Yeah, no, yeah, that would work. That even coming from a different side, we're tight family. But my mama come, she'll stay on the weekend. She'll come Friday, she'll stay until sometime Monday, and then okay, girl, it's time for you to go.
It's time to go. Love you, bye.
Yeah. So no,
love you, bye. Because it's really hard. Because your mother has your mother and your father, they have a tendency to try to tell you what you should do, and you can't really
and try to overpower
like
your relationship. Yeah, so no.
Hold on, let me put my glasses on, Lynn, because you going in. It was said that she wanted to walk the kids to school, but it was too much attention. Who wanted to walk the kid to school? The mama or Jeannie? Specify. Because I want to know, I hate to see a marriage dissolve.
Right.
Any marriage. My marriage, your marriage, anybody here. Her mama seems a bit controlling. Mama May, whatever her name is, Mama May. She did seem a very bit controlling. And, sweetie, she going to have to go home to her own house.
Exactly. And we celebrities, girl. You can't.
And we can't walk no baby to school. Right. Right.
Look, you ain't seen Ransom, okay? And take
right. You trying to get my baby kidnapped?
Girl, y'all ain't taking. No,
ma'am.
Okay.
These crazy people nowadays, no, ma'am. You can't. I'm sorry, but you can't walk that baby to school.
No.
Unless you're in a gated community, and even then.
No.
Who walking that baby to school? Because I don't have time to walk nobody to school.
Go to your house, lady. Go to your house. And that's probably why. It probably was too much. It was probably overpowering. She didn't know how to choose between her parents and her husband. So he's like, oh yeah, I can't. You two women.
You with me or you with your parents?
Yeah.
Or you. So.
And that culture is very, very strong because even my one of my nail techs, she was saying the same thing. She said, now it was on the flip side. She's married into a family where her husband is the only boy, and she's like, I literally closed. They lived in California. She said, literally, I sold everything, closed my shop up. We moved to San Antonio. We struggled because I had to get away from his family. So now they live in Houston, and so now she has her husband, their 3 kids, her mom, her dad, and some family friends. They all got this big house out in Spring, and she was saying how the husband, mom, was just controlling, coming over to their house or always calling him, can you come over here and take the trash out? And she got a husband, and so it was like he was always sending money to the mom. The mom could come over to the house, move the furniture around. She said she.
Oh yeah, no.
So no.
As a woman, you have to be able to be a woman in your home.
Yeah.
As a man, you have to be able to be a man in your home. If you're paying them bills, then you have control in that house, not any outside. And that was one thing I had to learn in my marriage was my mama can't come over here all the time and cook and clean and stuff. I know she wanted to do it, but sometimes I had to be you're going to have to chill because this, if it was getting uncomfortable for both parties. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that makes sense. I can definitely understand it. So sometimes you do have to keep that outside family out your business. And that's just, that's for any culture.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, that's for any culture, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Some things in your marriage you have to keep personal and private because people are not going to understand your relationship.
Right. Absolutely.
Everybody's relationship is not the same. And so you can't make it a cookie cutter relationship. Well, this is how I did my marriage. So this is how that's not how that works. People are individuals. So that's not how that works. Yeah.
And I think with them too, they don't see, I think they just see people as just some meat. Everybody's like this. The statue, how Jeezy is, and I don't think her family's seen it. They're just or we're just normal people, not realizing like you hold them up to a different stature. Like they can't just walk around like just normal people and get too much out there. And in their culture, that's how they are. They're very free will. Even in our neighborhood, girl, it'd be like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, girl. They just be walking around the neighborhood, and I'd be like, not you know. And this is we live in a suburb area, but it's just still like y'all just out here like. They need a garage. They're so free spirited people, but that's not you can't do that.
You can't do that. No. And you definitely can't do that if you're a famous or celebrity couple.
Yeah. So I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think her family looks at him like that. Yeah. I think they just feel like they just normal people, and we just out here. We live a good life, but no, no.
Yeah, like no.
Go home.
She said also she's heavy on social media and he's private. Jeezy is a very private person. He really is. And he did say that. And I think that Jeannie does post a lot on social media. But again, it's a compromise. I feel like that's something that should be compromised. I really hope that they can resolve their differences.
Right.
You know, because they did just have this child together. So I do hate to see marriages dissolve, whether it's celebrity couples or regular couples. Like that's, you know, I hope that they can resolve it. I really do.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Absolutely. Girl, we did a whole hour.
I know.
Oh, it's been good.
I was going to say, I'm loving that shirt. Okay, and the earrings. This so cute.
Listen, I'm loving the collab that we're doing every week.
That we've been doing. I just want to say, you know, look, I love this shirt. I'm just going to say that. And
look, I like it. Listen.
Look. It is a Temu special, okay?
Listen, here we go. Okay, yes. Girl, look, I was scared. I say, look, is this a scam? Because, you know, it connects to your Cash App. I say, now, wait a minute. But, girl, when the package came, like, quick, I said, okay.
I know, right? Look, I was like, this year I'm ordering me some school clothes this year. And I went to Temu, and I got, like, a lot of cute stuff. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cute.
Yeah.
You know, I see a lot of people downgrade Shein and Temu. But, sweetie, when you're on a budget or when you just, like, I don't feel like your clothes should be expensive. My shoes may be expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm big on shoes.
But my outfit should not break the bank. No. And so we're going to keep collabing with the color scheme. Yes. I absolutely love it. I think you look beautiful. And so let's keep doing it.
Yes. What's next? I guess. What did I text you? Look, I'll be texting you. I
don't know. Like, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we do definitely want to commit some time to that.
Okay.
I don't know. We wanted to talk about like what we wanted to do outside of just the show. So I know that you're heavily involved in that. I know that also I do want to do something with fitness, and I think we talked about in November a Friendsgiving.
Yes.
I am super excited about that because I've seen you do your Friendsgiving, and I feel like this year is the time for me to attend. And you know I love to cook. You love to cook, so we are inviting our audience to Friendsgiving this year. So I'm excited about that. I know that Alzheimer's Awareness Month is coming up as well. That's something that I want to become more involved in. I've been doing a lot of research on the Alzheimer's Association webpage. There are walks we can do. So we'll get together. You know, we'll get together on it. But definitely next month is Domestic Violence Awareness. I do want, if you are interested in being a guest, you want to tell your story, we definitely want to branch out and have our audience way more interactive. We appreciate those who interacted with us tonight. I think it was a great conversation we had. Yes, we're looking forward to that. And of course, when Sarah Jakes comes, y'all already know Woman to Woman will be in the building with Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, because I absolutely love her. She has gotten me out of plenty of things, prayed over us and all the good things. So we definitely want to be involved in that. So I think that's what's coming up next for us.
Okay. And we'll just stay tuned. You know, I'm always thinking of stuff for us to collab, but I know, next week, actually, the first is on Sunday. Is the first on Sunday?
I think it is.
So next Sunday kicks off Domestic Violence Month, so we can definitely get a flyer out, maybe get a few people. I would love to have some men on because a lot of times we look at it on a woman's perspective and not really a guy's perspective. So I definitely want to kind of tone into both parties on that. And also, you know, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. So we have survivors. We definitely want to highlight them. So yeah, definitely drop us an inbox. Let us know if you want to, you know, be a guest on, if you want to nominate somebody. We definitely would love to have them. So same time next Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the video, liking, commenting. We definitely appreciate it. So we do
appreciate it. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye, Nikki.
All righty. You enjoy your week. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.